Hey guys, I'm here today to show you a game that I've been wanting to make. I've been planning it out for about a week. I just had the idea the other day. I don't know. I decided to make a video out of it to both help me, keep track of the ideas I have for it and to track the progress of the game, and then maybe even show some of you guys the game. So the idea of the game is to make a sort of a pen and paper RPG, but with a twist. I want to use cards in it, and it's going to be a lot different than most. You can play multiplayer or single player. With me, I have a few papers. So this is just kind of what I was thinking for the cards, and the cards are only going to be used in battle. So I was thinking, here, I'll show you the map first, actually. So this is just kind of a rough draft of the starter town I'm making. I don't really have much of a story yet. But it's kind of, as you can see, it's like a bird's eye view. It's a top-down game. It's drawn in pencil, really light. So I hope you can see that. That's a tree. It's a really bad tree. So yeah, basically you're just gonna have characters, and they're gonna be able to go around and do quests and such. Again, this can be single player or multiplayer, so I think that's one of the big things I want to make for this game, is that you can play it by yourself if you wanted to. So yeah, the quests, the characters, NPCs, monsters, races, empires, all that I'm going to keep track of on a personal kind of wiki thing, and I guess I can show you that later, maybe in another video. And that's what I'm going to use to keep track of everything. So, as you can see, this is what I have so far. This is the story that I have so far, is that these are just humans. I'm going to be adding more races soon, but to start off, the only playable race you can be is humans, and this is the starter town. And it's a poor town, a lumberjacking town, I guess is what you call it, where they cut down trees, and I don't know. The story is that there's some tree creature. I don't know. Like, have you ever seen The Wizard of Oz? Those trees that are alive. They've been chopping them down and crap, and they're getting pretty pissed about it. So, you see, we've got a house here. My brother actually drew this. He's kind of helping me. There's going to be a shop, and a lot of this isn't on the paper. I only have 2 papers, and I'm going to connect them for this. This is going to be like the actual lumber mill where they cut and refine the wood. Here's another house. The tree in the center. There's forest. It's a pretty small town. It's going to be forest everywhere. So that's the map, and I don't think I'm going to have any movement stat or anything. I think you can just move your whatever freely, your NPC. So that's what I have for the map. Probably a lot of this is going to change too. This is just, I don't know, the beginning stages of the game, the my thought process. So I was thinking for the cards, which can only be used in combat, except for these non-combat skills. And if you see a question mark, I usually put a question mark to indicate it's a 50-50 chance if it's going to be added or not. But like these things I'm pretty sure I'm going to add these, but the question marks are still kind of iffy. So I was thinking for the equipment cards, I don't know how the card game is going to play out yet. I have a few ideas, but I gotta put it down on paper and refine the idea a little bit. But for the equipment, there's going to be melee weapons. Okay, sorry, I'm back. The video cut out for some reason. So like I was saying, there's going to be melee weapons, and as you know, just a few examples would be like a sword, a staff, an axe, a dagger, and this also brings up like classes. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, or if I'm even going to have classes, like defined classes. And then you can see the example card. I don't know how the cards are going to look. It might look totally different than this. So this is an example, like an iron sword, then a sword, then a brief description. And then we'll have ranged weapons, and I'm going to have to give ranged some sort of... I'm going to have to balance these, because ranged obviously has to have its advantages of long distance, but I don't know. I'm going to have to think of a way to balance that within a card game. You know, you get bows, and then maybe, you know, like a gun or something. I don't know. And then shields. Let's see here. Basically, I don't know. Kind of the same idea. And then armor. Some examples would be leather, wool, metal, chain, that sort of thing. And that will just help your health. Maybe give you a few stat bonuses. And then next section is spells and skills. So I definitely want to have some sort of mages in the game with, you know, fire, ice, whatever, damage spells. And then, you know, healing spells, regen and heal. And then this is a little iffy. I don't know if I should include combat skills or not. And this would be like shield throwing or something. I don't know. It's still a little bit iffy. Another example of a combat skill would be like, I don't know, some sword move parried. I don't know. And then non-combat skills. These are, see, this is kind of iffy. Skills that you use outside of combat to accomplish certain things, like climb, or like jump, or foraging, sneak, that sort of thing. I don't know if I'm going to include those though. I don't know if it really matches the type of game I'm trying to go for. And then there's going to be buffs within the card battle itself. And there'll be positive and negative buffs. So enraged would be a positive buff. You know, it doesn't sound very positive, but when you're, you know, fighting someone to the death, you kind of want to be mad, and you know, it's going to give you a bonus. And then a negative buff would be like poisoned, where you take damage periodically or something. And then the next idea is mana and energy. I think I'm just going to go with mana, actually, not energy. And kind of the same idea. Even, you know, like a warrior class would use mana, but it would just, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to use mana or not. So what I was thinking was you get cards, like you have your own mana deck of cards. And there's different mana cards, like mana 5, mana plus 15, mana plus 50. And then what you do is you have these cards, and that's kind of like your internal reserves of mana. And when you want to use, you know, like a spell or something, or, you know, like an attack, you would use them like a mana card. You know, like an iron sword will have different attacks on it. Or you might have special combat skills that give you special attacks. And then, so they use mana, and then you use the mana in your internal reserve deck, which you draw from, I don't know, it's periodically every turn or something. And then, I don't know, I'll see how it works out. And then, if you have your internal reserves gone, and you're using them up too fast, and you do gain mana back, but then there's another way to gain it back even faster, and that's by, you know, like some other source, like, you know, water, I don't know, some mana potion, something like that. So that's kind of what I have for the game right now. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll have to see how this goes. So that's what I have so far. That's weeks worth of planning ish. I mean, 5 days. So that's what I have. I'll keep you updated. I don't even know what I'm gonna call this game yet. I haven't even made the YouTube channel this video is gonna be on yet, and I guess I kind of got to think of a name before then. So this game it most likely, but it may not have a name by the time this video goes up. But I guess we'll see. Goodbye.